Hello there, adventurers, and welcome to Wally DM. Today we're going to take a look at a puzzle that has two parts. Part one is going to be an unsolvable puzzle. No matter what the players try to do, they're not going to solve the puzzle. They are going to fail, and unfortunately they are probably going to come down with some type of a disease. In part two of the puzzle, they are going to solve it, and just about any answer they give is going to be the right answer. So it's going to be a little tricky, and this may not be for every DM or GM out there or every play group, but let's see if we can have some fun. Let's take a look at it and see if you can use it in your gaming campaign. So today the adventurers have to rewrite history. So this is part one of our puzzle, and this is the unsolvable part. And we've really got to be careful on how we present this to the players. So we need to present this in a good enough fashion where nobody gets upset or mad or things of that nature. But this is kind of what I had figured out, and this is kind of a spur-of-the-moment thing. I'm sure I could probably come up with something a little bit better in the future, or maybe you can come up with something and then comment in the section below. That would be great. But part one here, we have our characters entering this room, and there is an iron door here, and maybe we even made them get a key for it. So they found this door at one time, didn't have the key, and they had to go find the key, come back, and now they opened this door with the key. Come on in. The four adventurers are in this room, and this door slams shut. And this is a one-way door, and no matter what the characters do, they cannot get back through here. And if you really need to, if your party is a little bit stronger, you can just have the door magically disappear, and there's nothing but wall here. So regardless, they're in this room here, and there's no way to escape. Now in this room, this is what I decided. Since I have four adventurers, I'm going to put four statues in here. And each statue is a statue of that particular character. So we have a statue of the cleric that came in, the dwarf, the barbarian, and the fighter. So they come in here, and that should catch them off guard a little bit. And these are very nice statues, very well detailed, all the way down to items they would carry on them and stuff. Maybe made of a really nice granite or marble. And on the base of these statues is an inscription. And the inscription says, "Look upon the one with the plague." Look upon the one with the plague. Now the character or the players can also see that these statues can be rotated and they can be moved around. And we definitely want to point out that that's one of the features they do see is the look upon the one with the plague is inscribed at the base of each of these statues. What they'll also notice is from the statues, from the eyes, from the ears, the nose, coming out of them is a poisonous gas, and it starts to fill the room. Now, up to you as the DM or GM. You can give them some time, maybe throw a little 2-minute timer out there, and again, kind of see what the players come up with. But the fact is this is unsolvable, because face the one with the plague, I mean, there's no answer for it. So once the timer runs out, we can have the characters roll a saving throw. Now, it would probably be more fun if if most of them failed the saving throw. So we can maybe have them make a saving throw at disadvantage. So they roll 2 20s and take the lower number. Maybe we can apply a negative, a minus to it. Or maybe we set a DC and we just tell them that, who makes it and who doesn't. Or only the one with the highest roll is unaffected and the other 3 are affected. Or however you choose. But it would make it a lot more fun if at least one of them fails the saving throw. Regardless, our 4 adventurers are going to pass out. They're all going to fall asleep. When they come to, they will notice 2 things. The first thing they'll notice is the statues of them. Whoever failed the saving throw, they're going to see the statues are just covered in black, ugly mold, or it looks like parts of it have decayed or something like that. So when they look on the statue of themselves, especially if they're the ones that fail the saving throw, they'll see that the statue looks malformed and it looks like it has some type of a disease. And then once they start looking at their own skin and looking maybe at their arms or their face, or maybe they point it out to each other, they'll see that they have a rotting disease. Maybe a couple of them have to make like another saving throw, or a finger falls off, or part of their ear falls off, or something like that. So they have some kind of rotting, melting disease. So this should freak the players out enough. But the second thing that they're going to notice is there's now a staircase in the corner of this room. So this door is gone. It's either no longer there or they cannot get back through here. You still have the statues of them, and it looks like the only course of action now is to go down the staircase. Okay, so our adventurers have taken the spiral staircase down into this room here, and this room kind of smells of death. It is a, it's a mausoleum, and it's been here for a long time. And so what we have in here, we have a coffin over here that I'll probably have a dead body in there. We got a crate over here that may have plaques and stuff. And each one of these squares here on the side are drawers that can be pulled in and out, and they have dead bodies in them. So if the characters were to look at the plaques, each one has a plaque on it with a name of an individual. If they were to look around at all of these drawers in this morgue, so to speak, or this mausoleum, they would eventually find, whoever failed their saving throws, they would eventually find a plaque of one of them, or they would find a plaque with their name on it in one of these drawers. And the gross part about it is if they pull this drawer out with the dead body in it, they're going to see a decayed version of themselves. So just throwing in a little creep factor there. Now over in this corner here, we have a bone golem, and thanks to Clay from Terminally Nerdy, we were talking on Twitter, and I wanted a caretaker for this mausoleum and somebody that can answer some simple questions. He recommended the bone golem, so there he is, Clay. Thank you. So this bone golem is in here, and it kind of looks over at the adventurers when they come in, and it's got shoot, let's have a little bit of fun. Let's make this funny. Maybe it has an apron on, and it has a little feather duster. Anyway, while they come in, it kind of looks over at them, sees them, then turns its attention back to here. It's going through cleaning and dusting the place, and every once in a while may grab a broom and do some sweeping and stuff like that. Now this bone golem, if asked if any questions, will point to the table. And on this table is a book, and this book is the key to solving this puzzle and getting everything back to the way it was. And if the characters don't ask it any questions, it will still eventually point to them and point over the table at this book that's open. And again, remind the characters too, if they start spend a little bit of time in here, maybe another finger falls off or a foot falls off or something. So those that are infected with the plague are starting to decay, and it starts to increase a little bit more rapidly. So let's take a look at this book. So this is fairly simple. It is open to this page right here, and on the left side it says History of Events, a list of those lost to the plague in the year, and then I will fill this in for my own players, but for those of you that would like to download and print this out, you're more than welcome to. I'll put a link in the description so you can print it, and then I would write in whatever year your campaign is, and then underneath there write the names of the characters that failed the saving throw and are suffering from this rotting disease, and make sure they see that. And then on the right side of here of the book, we have Reverse the Plague by Rewriting History. So there's the key right there to solving the puzzle. Now there will also be a on the table there will also be a pen or a quill and scroll and some ink. So all the characters have to do, one of them has to pick up the pen, dip it in the ink, and write something in this book here. And as I said before, there's no wrong answer. So whatever they want to write in here, let the characters get creative, or whatever they would want to do, let them write whatever here. And then once they do that, then we will have them wake up back in the statue room. But honestly, the answer that I would like to see for this, reverse the plague by rewriting history. If one of the characters simply writes history right there. So by rewriting history, you simply write history on the line. But again, accept any answer. This is just have a little bit of fun and just something a little bit weird to happen to the players. Now, if they don't take the initiative to write something in here, then we'll have our bone golem, this guy right here. We'll have him tap one of these guys on the shoulder and maybe hand him or her the pen or the quill and scroll, and then point to the book for them to write something in there. And again, once they write something in here, the book closes. There's a little flash. Our characters wake up back in this room. And then I would probably make the statues of different people this time. So the statues are no longer statues of them, or you can keep it as statues of them. That's up to you. This door to the east is now open again if they want to go back that way. And now there is a door to the north, and there's no sign or trace of the staircase in there. So now the players can leave the room, and the adventure, the puzzle, the weird shenanigans, they are done. So that's the puzzle I have for you today, rewriting history. And again, I just thought it'd be really cool. I came across it, just a witty little thing where, I forgot where I seen it on the internet, but to solve something you had to rewrite history, and someone just writes history right underneath of it. And that was actually the solution to the problem. So I thought it'd be cool if I could figure out a way to incorporate that into D&D or Pathfinder. And hopefully this puzzle will do it. Like I said, I kind of came up with it spur of the moment. And I might put a little bit more thought into it and stuff. But I think it'd be kind of fun. I mean, having the statues there where the characters see themselves. And then, the spore cloud or the gas that knocks them out and inflicts the rotting disease, and then going down and seeing the bone golem, and then seeing their own dead selves in there, and then the book. So I thought it came together quite nicely. Definitely let me know what you think. How would you incorporate that in your game? And also, do you think that your players would have any problems with that if you didn't give them a way out of that room, and everyone is infected with the gas, or more than half the party has this disease and their fingers are falling off? Would it be fun for the players that you play with, or would there be a little bit of conflict? I'd be interested to know. Hopefully there's not. I think it'd just be really fun, just a really fun puzzle to have with your players. So again, thanks for watching. Make sure to comment, let me know what you think, and be sure to like, share, subscribe, and as always, on to the next.